Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. Today's topic is about leaving money for your Filipina and then her leaving money for her family. Now, if I'm married to a woman from the Philippines and I want to leave her an inheritance, and she understands that it's important for her to leave an inheritance because your Filipina will likely have a lot of family members. When she gets older, mom and papa might not be there, but some siblings might, especially the younger ones, nieces and nephews. Your Filipino wife is going to want to help them for their future. That's what I want to talk about today. Please subscribe to Love Beyond the Sea and leave a comment. I'm in the same boat. Now, somebody on TikTok left me a comment about basically, the money his wife is going to get, she's going to blow it. And that's what why I thought about doing this, because, women come over from the Philippines and they don't understand before they get here how valuable money is. And maybe your husband can leave her a good amount of money. Maybe she's contributed a good amount of money herself, and her husband leaves her money in a will. It could be, $100,000, $300,000, $500,000, whatever it is. It's in his will, and it's in some kind of money-making situation. He's probably invested it in different ways, and he's going to give it to his wife. And his wife is going to want to give it to her family. How do you do that? How do you do that? If you want the money to continue to grow, then you're going to have to leave it, I suppose, in the States where it is, so that you get the growth that you've been used to and you're hoping to continue to get in the future. And she can get it from the Philippines. For example, first of all, if she stayed in the United States, it's no problem, because there's just no problem. She knows by then how to pay taxes, and she's still alive. She can still help her family. But when she's gone, nobody in the family is going to know how to access her money here. If she has a nest egg and she wants to give it to her family, where's it going to stay? Who's going to manage the money? In my mind, I know maybe one or two individuals in the Philippines that my wife could probably trust to manage the money. That is, to take care of all the logistics, who gets the money, and they really can't have anything to do with what they do with the money. They may blow it. Absolutely, they may blow it. Your wife might want to find a way to leave it to the most responsible person or two that she knows in the Philippines in her family. You never know, though, what somebody's going to do with more money than they've ever seen before. So if the money is at all tied to the United States or your country, somebody's going to have to pay taxes on it. Who in the Philippines is going to know how to pay taxes on that money? That bothers me. It's just the communication. Does somebody need to communicate with my financial advisor? Will they know who to communicate with? What about the big time zone difference? Will they even know the questions to ask? Because, this fear if taxes aren't paid, somebody's going to get in trouble. And so if I'm not around and my wife isn't around, that money has to be handled legally too. That is a concern. What would you do about this? If you had a lot of money, hopefully you do, to leave to your wife who leaves to her family in the Philippines, what do? Do you just somehow rip it out of your investment accounts, pay 25% tax on everything? You lose all that money and send it over to the Philippines in pesos and say, okay, these 5 family units are going to get all the money evenly? Well, that's 2 problems. Number one is the taxes would have to be paid. And then the second problem would be who knows how long that money's going to last. Ideally, and I haven't looked into this yet because it's a little bit ahead yet in the future, ideally you would want to leave that money with somebody who can manage it for her family in the Philippines. Somebody you can trust. I'm talking about some financial person, like maybe you get a trust of some kind where somebody is responsible for all the family members. They may not know them from Adam, but maybe people do that for a living. They just handle trust for other people. If they need money, they give it to them. The thing about that is, here you'd be thousands of miles away to people that you're never going to meet. And so that is a concern of mine. Let me know what you think, because sure, you can leave money to your wife. She lives in this country. Everything is fine. But what about her leaving money for her family, especially the young ones coming up? You worry about it getting blown. That is a very, very real possibility that you want to make sure you put some protections in for. I just don't know what that would be. And you don't want to take it all out and send it over there in pesos, so you don't have to deal with any more taxes from the United States. And if you could do that, that would be the easiest way. It'd also be probably the least effective way, and certainly costs a lot in taxes. You could also say, okay, hon, I want you to spend all this money down before you die, as if you can tell when she's going to pass. That way, there's no money left over for anybody in the Philippines. Problem with that is, if you have a lot of money, do you want it spent down wastefully? I doubt it. Handling money issues is always important. And frankly, when you marry somebody from another country, and let's say they're going to take that money and go back to their country when you die, or even if they don't, and they want to live here or die and give it back to the Philippines, you don't want the government getting all that money. You want to make sure that it's done properly. And if anybody has any ideas from somebody else's experience, share that here on this channel, because that may be 30, 40 years away in my situation, but it's still kind of on my mind. It doesn't keep me up at night yet, but it is something that I want to see handled the right way. Giving your hard-earned money that you've saved, plus any money your wife has saved, getting it to the Philippines so it isn't wasted, so somebody can use it and manage it responsibly. They've probably never had that privilege and opportunity before. So leave your thoughts here. I haven't even thought about what to title this yet, but it's going to be about how to handle money that's going to be inherited by her family someday so it isn't wasted. Leave a comment here on Love Beyond the Sea.